Your cat sleeps for about 16 hours a day. You see the whiskers twitch, the paws knead the air, and it is easy to imagine something cute. Tuna, sunbeams, maybe that red dot it never caught. But neuroscientists would stop you right there. Because the soft little animal, curled up on your blanket, may be doing something far stranger once it falls asleep. In dreams, your cat may not be a harmless pet at all. It may be replaying an ancient survival script. And that story begins with DNA and a disturbing experiment from the 1960s. Why cats sleep so much? To understand the dream, start with a simpler question. Why do cats sleep so much? It is easy to call them lazy, furry sofa potatoes. But biologically, all that sleeping has a job. In nature, long sleep is a privilege of top predators. Lions sleep like that. Tigers sleep like that. And yes, so does the tiny emperor glaring at you from the laundry basket. Prey animals do not get that luxury. A horse may sleep only about 2.5 to 5 hours a day, because staying unconscious too long can be fatal. So your cat's marathon naps are not laziness. They are energy storage. Sleep is how a predator prepares for short, explosive hunting. Think about your chubby orange cat having a full meltdown because it failed to catch a fly. You look at that and think, this thing can't even beat an insect. But the cat's body never got the memo that dinner now comes in a bowl. Even if its greatest enemy now is a bowl of kibble, your cat's body is still preparing for a life or death hunt. That world is gone. The program is not. And when cats enter REM sleep, the stage most closely linked to dreaming, that hidden program starts to show. 2. The brain lock experiment. In the 1960s, French neuroscientist Michel Jouvet at the University of Lyon wanted to understand why the dreaming body normally stays still during REM sleep. Normally, when humans or cats dream, the brainstem temporarily paralyzes most muscles. It is a safety lock. It keeps the body from acting out the dream. Jouvet damaged the part of the cat's brainstem involved in REM muscle inhibition. In other words, he opened the lock. What happened next was not random. These cats were clearly asleep. Their brainwaves showed it. But suddenly, they stood up. They did not wander to the food bowl. They did not go looking for a human. While still asleep, they crouched low, stalked invisible targets, and launched deadly pounces at prey that was not there. You might imagine tiny action movies in their heads, little dream hunts where they took down helpless mice. Not quite. After pouncing, some of these sleeping cats suddenly acted terrified. They arched their backs, their fur puffed up, they hissed at empty air, they backed away from something no one else could see. And that complicates the story, because it suggests the cat was not always the fearless hunter in the dream. Sometimes it may have been facing something larger, darker, and more dangerous. So this was not just catch the mouse. It looked more like an ancient survival program replaying itself. Hunt, fight, defend, escape. Inside that dream, there may be no cozy apartment, no soft blanket, no quiet room, just movement, distance, threat. And now your snoring lap gremlin feels a little more like a prehistoric weapon, doesn't it? If you like decoding the weird little predator in your home, hit like and subscribe. Now let's go deeper. 3. The cat in the bowl. Why indoor cats dream wild. So why would an indoor cat eating expensive freeze-dried treats and using an automatic litter box still dream like a wild animal? Part of the answer lies in the hunting reward loop. A wild cat's life follows a tight neurological cycle. Search, stalk, pounce, kill, eat, groom, sleep. Every successful loop releases dopamine, and that reward is powerful. It trains the brain. It reinforces the hunt. But modern life breaks that loop with one brutal invention, the food bowl. No chase, no rustling grass, no shifting scent trail, no uncertainty, just food delivered. And to your cat, that matters more than we think. A modern apartment may feel comfortable to us, safe, clean, loving. But for a predator's nervous system, a place with almost no changing scents and almost no real hunt can feel like a sensory deprivation chamber. Your cat's brain is still built like the brain of an African wildcat roaming the deserts of the Middle East thousands of years ago. But its world is now too safe, too clean, and too boring for what that brain was designed to do. So yes, you bought the luxury cat tree, the fancy toys, the automatic gadget. Great effort, human. But deep in your cat's subconscious, none of it can truly compete with the high-definition wilderness simulator its own brain creates for free during sleep. The hunting instincts that have nowhere to go during the day do not simply vanish. They get compressed into sleep. And that is why dreams may be the last wild refuge of the modern indoor cat. Which leads to an uncomfortable question. Humans domesticated dogs to guard homes. We domesticated cattle and sheep for food. But did we ever truly domesticate cats? Tell me what you think in the comments. Biologically, the answer is uncomfortable. We changed their waking hours. We gave them concrete walls, warm beds, and endless food. But we never touched their dreams, and we never will. Because in that dark inner theater, they still belong to the wilderness. So tonight, when you see your cat's paws twitching in sleep, or hear that sudden quick breathing, do not wake it up. And do not assume it is just having a nightmare. In that moment, it is not simply your pet. It is a top predator, moving through an ancient jungle, running free through a virtual wilderness that belongs only to itself. Want to know what secret schemes your cat is plotting while awake? Subscribe now. I'll see you in the next video.